Hello everybody, good morning. Today I'm going to be talking about how to save seeds from bitter gourd plants. So you see here, this is my bitter gourd plant. It's actually potted in a huge pot. The pot's about 2 feet in depth and wide is probably about 16 inches. So when you want to save a seed for bitter gourd, notice that you have little babies here. Those are young little bitter gourds. They'll turn a little bit big, and once they turn big and mature, they will actually start changing color. It will turn into orangish color. Let me show you that on the other side. Notice here I actually let it go to seed. This is still not yet mature enough for me to harvest yet. This will start changing color to orange. Notice here bitter gourd is actually extremely ripe to pull off the plant, and looks like something got to this, but notice it has these seeds. These are the seeds you want to save. It's red in color. It has a coating on top, and I'll show you how to remove the red coating. Notice the bitter gourd seeds here, and it has a red coating, and you could just remove the red coating off, and you can save the seeds. Let it dry up in the sun and save the seeds for next year. This is how you save seeds for bitter gourds. So from the bitter gourd seeds, from that one plant, I got about 6-7 of them. These right here, the ones that are white, are not viable, and this one actually looks like it was starting to sprout. The last one right here looks like it was about to sprout. So I'm going to throw those out and leave these for drying. Now the next example is of ridge gourd, or it's called turai, or ghia, or whatnot. Those are the names. But it's called ridge gourd in English. How do you save seeds for ridge gourd? I'm going to show you different stages of its blooms. Obviously the blooms are yellow. They come like this in a cluster, and then this right here will form into a fruit. And once it does that, it goes to the next stage where it's actually a fruit like this. It's green. This is the stage you probably want to eat it. And once it's in that stage, the next stage it goes into is this right here, where it's really tough. If you put your fingernail through it, it's not piercing as much, but if I feel it, it's really hard. It's not tender. You want to eat it at a tender stage. And after that stage, it comes where it's fully dried up on the plant, like this. This is fully dried up. You let it dry up where the skin is hard, and I'm actually going to remove this from the plant. And it's really tough. You probably need to sit and peel or break it in half for you to save the seeds. Here's another example where I was peeling it. If I shake it, notice I hear a lot of seeds, and I kind of put a hole on top so I can remove the seeds easily. And this right here, this husk, it can be used to wash dishes. It's really loofah sponge, is what it's called. So on top, I'm just going to put a hole in it so I can remove the seeds from it. Notice if you just shake it, the seeds just fall out. The seeds are usually black in color. This ridge gourd will have tons and tons of seeds in it, probably 50 to 100 seeds. You can just leave one to fully mature on the plant, and you can save this. Since it's 100% dry, you don't have to do anything, and just save the seeds for your ridge gourd. Thank you. How do you save seeds from cucumber? This is dosakaya. This is an Indian version, but you do the same thing with all cucumbers. This is fully ripe. Once you cut the cucumber, scoop out the seeds. I had done that here. Just scoop out the seeds and a cup like this, and I will show you the next method. Just put some water in there, and the seeds normally have like a gel-like substance on top. Washing it with water, the gel-like substance will come out. So if you notice, and when you're washing it, rinsing it with water, what happens is the good viable seeds sink to the bottom and the non-viable seeds are on top. So you can, discard the non-viable seeds and then take it out of the water and keep it there, dry it. That's how you save seeds for cucumber, for cantaloupe. Like I said, this is an Indian variety, dosakaya. This is how you save seeds for cucumbers. So just take a strainer, put the seeds that you have collected in here, and notice you have these big chunks. So just, pour some water and just like massage it for the seeds to come out and remove this big chunk that you don't need. And just massage the seed a little bit, and you'll notice that the pulp on top will start coming out of the cucumber seeds. Okay, and then keep massaging it, put some more water in it, and the pulp will come out. Okay, just keep massaging it like this, and notice the pulp is coming out. And sometimes if it doesn't come out, no problem. Just, let it sit in water for a day, and then just put it back in water, all of it. Let it sit for a day, and then do the same thing again tomorrow. Do this a couple times, 2-3 times, and the pulp will come out. And like I said, the viable seeds will sink to the bottom, and then non-viable seeds will be on top. So do this 2-3 times, and I'll show you again tomorrow. Notice this is just the first round of water, and you already see the debris coming on top, and couple seeds are on top. Those are non-viable. We can dump it out and again wash it couple more times, 2-3 more times. Again, keep massaging so the gel-like substance on top of the seed will come off. Again, soak it overnight, and tomorrow remove the gel-like substance, the non-viable seeds from top. Massage it using a strainer like I just showed you a couple minutes ago. And if you still see gel-like substance on top of the seeds, put it in water again, let it soak up for a few more hours, do it one more time in the afternoon. So this has been 24 hours. Some seeds are floating on top. Like I mentioned, if they're floating on top, that means they're not viable. If they're down there, it is. And if I move the water around, notice the gel-like substance, most of it has come off. So if you notice here, this one does not have gel-like substance. And I will put it through a strainer again and massage the seeds a little bit more and remove all the gel-like substance as much as possible. And maybe do this one more time. Use the strainer, massage it 2-3 more times, and I bet you that it is good to go. Keep it, once you remove it from the water, keep it out of the water, take a napkin and just dab those seeds, and then go ahead and put it on a paper plate to let it dry. This is a few rounds of massaging the seeds in water. This is all the gel-like substance that came on top of the seeds. I probably massaged the seeds maybe 4 or 5 times and removed it. There's still some gel on top of the seed, which is fine. I'll probably leave this for a few more hours in the water and then remove it, and I'll show you the next step. This is my final round. I have done it thoroughly. I think I'm happy with it. Notice that not much gel is on top. There might be some here and there, but again, I'm slowly massaging it. I will take out the water and I'll put it on the plate and use paper towel to dry it off and keep it in a cool place. Try to take as much moisture as you can out of that. There's a fair amount of seeds that I have, and like I said, I just take a paper towel and try to take out as much moisture as I can. Yes, it will get stuck to the paper towel, but that's okay. And just put it on your paper plate and let it dry in an airtight environment. Try to spread it, and like I said, try to take as much moisture as you can and keep it in a cool environment, and then just move it around a little bit so fungus or mold doesn't grow on it. All right, guys, this is how you save cucumber seeds. Like I said, this is dosakaya variety, but this is how you save any type of cucumbers. So the next example that I'm going to show you is how to save seeds from an okra. I'm sure many of you know when okra, if it's not plucked very frequently, it can get really woody. Here's an example that sometimes I forget to pluck and I let them dry up. So this one's really hard. The seeds in there are not ready yet. You have to let the okra dry on the plant. Like for example, this is an edible one. If I don't pluck this one, obviously it will turn really woody like the one below. And I'll show you an example here where I let my okra dry up 100%. So here's an example here where my okra is actually dried on the plant, and I can actually remove this now, and I will show you inside. So similar to ridge gourd, if I shake it, notice you can hear the seeds, and 1 or 2 okra will have tons and tons of seeds for you. You don't need so much of it, but most of the time when I don't get to harvest them, I just let it go to seed. It will get really woody anyways. So just peel the husk back and notice how much seed. And since this was 100% dry and I harvested it just now and it's really sunny and it's really, really dry, I don't have to do anything. I can put it in. So notice the seeds in here. So this is how you save seeds for okra. Okay, so in this section of saving seeds, I'm going to talk to you about beans. If you notice my bean plant, this is a vine. This is a green hyacinth bean variety. This is actually nearing its end of its season. So saving seeds are easy, right? Here is a bean example. This is ready to harvest stage. Okay, here's another example. So if you feel it, I actually feel the bean. You can actually see it in the video that it's plump. I will let this part dry on the vine 100%. Okay, here's another example of a bean that can be harvested. Now here's a great example right here. You could see that it is nice. Oh, let me try. This is nice and plump. You can actually see the beans inside. It is turning light green, and this will actually dry on the plant and turn brown. Okay, here's another one. I'm letting it dry. Now let me show you a bean that is 100% dried on the plant. Here's an example right here. Now this is ready to be saved. Actually, it comes off so easily. So this is dried. The outside husk, you could say, of the bean is good, and the bean inside would be dry. Let me find you another example on the vine that I have let it to dry. Here's another example right here. Sorry for the sun. But right here is another example that I let it dry 100%. Again, the husk is dried and we can remove it, and there'll be bean seeds inside. I'm trying to find another one. Okay, there's another one. Okay. So when you let them dry on the plant, you can harvest them and they'll be ready for saving seeds. So let me show you. Now I also have saved some seeds, same exact concept for all beans. This is my long beans. I let it dry on the vine, and looks like some critter has got to it. So if I open it, notice that there are seeds here. So, and they're actually pretty dry. At this stage, you know, there's no moisture in them, so you can collect them, keep it in Ziploc bags, you know, store them for next year. If there is moisture in them, let it dry out. Okay, so this is beans from that I had saved from my long bean plant, and then this is the bean that we just harvested. This isn't dry. This is 100% dry. So notice that the bean in here is dry. Okay, you can save these beans now. And this is good for next year. So let the beans dry 100%. That's how you save beans. It's the same regardless of bush, wine. You just let the beans mature fully and dry on the vine, and you can collect them for next year. And this is a green hyacinth variety, and this right here is a long bean. That's how you save beans. Another example of seed saving is peppers. How to save seeds from peppers. This is a cayenne pepper that I let it dry up completely like this on the plant. Okay, normally it will be green, then it will turn into bright orange, and it will turn into red. Again, I let this dry on the plant, and you take it out. So this one pepper can have about 20 to 30 seeds, and it's very simple. You just break it open. You can even use the red pepper as dried chili peppers if you like. It won't be as hot as with the seeds, but notice in here all the seeds that are there. It's still a little moist. What I would do is remove them first and keep it on like a paper plate or in a cup so it doesn't mold up or, you know, create fungus. So notice that the amount of seeds that I have in my hands. So it's about 25 to 30 seeds in my hands, which is good for an entire planting season for 2 to 3 seasons. That's it for peppers. Fairly simple. I'll teach another technique. Now let's talk herbs. Herbs also you can save seeds. This one is tulsi or holy basil, and if you notice, tulsi or holy basil or even basil, Thai basil, regular basil, all of these will shoot up flowers. Some of them, notice this one, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but this one is still green. Obviously you can't harvest it, that seeds in there are not ripe enough. But then you see here it is dried up and brown. This is a good branch. I would just pluck this off, and inside the small husk you can actually see that small black seeds here. Inside the small husk of the flower you will see seeds. This is how you save seeds for tulsi or basil or Thai basil, sweet regular basil. The seeds are actually very tiny. Since again this is dry, it's a dry spell here, I don't have to do anything, but if you feel there's moisture in it, let it sit out for a few minutes or an hour or two in the sun and let it dry up. But that's how you save seeds for basil or tulsi. Last but not least, I want to leave few comments about saving seeds at home. Again, I'm a home gardener. I save these seeds very simply. I have a small garden. Most of the veggies that I grow are very close to each other. Can they cross-pollinate? Yes, they can cross-pollinate. For example, I have bitter gourd and bottle gourd growing next to each other, or I had loofahs or sponge gourd or rich gourd growing together? Can they cross pollinate? Yes. Are they in the same family, the gourd family? Yes, they can. Am I selling my seeds? No, I don't sell my seeds. Will I use them for next year? Yes, absolutely. Would I have true fruit from my original seed that I bought from a seed company? Probably not. Maybe, maybe not. You never know, right? So when you share your seeds, keep that in mind that not all of them will be true to your original seed that you might have bought from a seed company. Again, seed companies, when they grow vegetables to sell seeds, they have regulations where, another family of that same vegetable cannot be grown in proximity of 50 to 100 feet or more, right? Corn, I don't have corn seeds here, but if you're growing corn, a particular corn, you cannot have another corn variety for many, many fields, like another football field similar to that. But when you're growing at home, you save your seeds, a sustainability. Think about that, and you're more than welcome to share. But it can be cross-pollinated. Will you get fruit and food next year? Yes, you can. But how true of it would be to the original seed might not be true, since we're all growing it together. So food for thought. Thank you all. Hope you enjoyed this session or video with saving seeds. Thank you, everybody.